got a pretty good sized check. What was the most common thing you saw them buying?
Well, I seen some individuals going out and buying large flat screen TVs.
Giant TVs, big giant bouncy houses, trampolines.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you again so much for tuning in. This is the Real Deal Fam Network. I am Andre, and this is the gorgeous wife, Essie.
How you doing?
Oh, thank you all again so much. If you hadn't had the opportunity, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the likes, and also share the video.
Yes, we're on a 1,000 subscriber campaign. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like and share.
Oh, we appreciate it so much. Tonight, we like to get in. We're going to talk about the stimulus check that has been going around that the government issued to most of the civilians. I think at the moment they're currently working on the second one, and some of the things we've seen take place in terms of people who have received the stimulus check, what they've been doing with it, and things of that nature, which is quite shocking.
Crazy. You got a stimulus so you can have something to eat in duration for however long this is going to be.
Yes, because when it first popped off, they had a lockdown, and a lot of businesses was closed, which means a lot of people wasn't able to go to work. Some people were able to work from home, but a large percentage were unable to work, and also a lot of people became unemployed. So there was a massive amount of people who filed unemployment claims.
Yes, we're near Great Depression unemployment rate.
Urging the government to get together and put forth a bill, and they came out with the CARE Act, in which stimulus were issued for $1,200 per citizen and $500, I believe, per child.
So if you had a few kids and you're married in a household, you got a pretty good sized check for one time, but you're supposed to use that to sustain you while I don't have work and you need groceries, go stock up and not go out and buy. What was the most common thing you saw them buying?
Well, I seen some individuals going out and buying large flat screen TVs.
Giant TVs, big giant bouncy houses, trampolines.
Yeah, the typical thing sometimes you find in our African American neighborhoods during birthdays and holidays.
Party.
Yeah, you call those guys that set up those balloons and water.
No, they didn't call the guys. The check was so big they went and bought the whole system.
Oh, they went to purchase.
They even had to water one, but sliding all down there, getting all wet.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, you just saw them all around, pools, all kind of stuff. Like no.
Yeah, and these are some of the mistakes that we tend to make. You can akin it to when people get their income tax return. Some of the purchases they go out and make are not very wise. They go out and spend the money on things, on material things, on wants, and not necessarily needs or things that can help them throughout the year.
Right. You need to do like the Asians do, and a few of you get together and be able to put a down payment on a house. That's what you should be doing so you don't get kicked out. Or buy one. That
would be wise, because the government also issued that money to help offset things such as rent. They issued a memorandum where landlords and mortgage companies weren't able to file evictions and foreclosures.
Yeah, but the fine print was they weren't able to file it for a small amount of time.
Right.
And the mortgage company, you was able to, most of them anyway. Some of them did good. But at the end of the period, you had to pay a balloon payment of all the months that you couldn't pay as soon as the this little period was over. So otherwise, you get evicted.
Yeah. So like we said in a previous video, all that does is kind of postpone the inevitable.
Right.
So if you have received a check, I just would hope you would take it seriously and put the check towards something like your rent or your mortgage or food or
stock up on your
utilities.
Those things are not guaranteed. So as soon as you run out of money, you looking for the next stimulus check that they promised you.
Uh-oh.
But a lot of people didn't get the stimulus check for months and months. A lot of people still got unemployment. So you around here partying, and some people are starving.
Yeah,
and they arresting homeless people now just for being in the streets. So
yeah, this is not the time to revert back to old bad habits. This is a very serious situation. Things are uncertain going forward. So you definitely want to put those old habits aside and look around and see things are very serious. Get you some food. At least use some of the money to get you some seeds and start gardening. But make sure you put yourself in a position to be successful
that's sound
in the future.
advice. I'm just laughing because the likelihood of it is slim. But yeah, trying to convince people not to party, and they're out of school, they're out of work, they feel like they're getting free money. Man, it's so hard.
Nothing is free.
Just do the right thing. Yeah, you'll thank us later.
Yeah, so we just want to make sure that we spoke about this because we did see it. We was out and about, and I was like, man, look at those TVs are selling. And we also know somebody who work in an electronic session, and they say, man,
booming
the video game consoles,
Xboxes, all the game consoles, like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Spending $500-$600. I mean, come on, people. What are you doing?
And these are the very reasons that most people are opposed to things like that. So you get people that's maybe Republicans and Democrats alike. They get in there and they contest these stimulus packages. They feel like the people don't deserve it or they don't need it, and then
or not using it
wisely. Yeah, it's like a waste of money. So
it does stimulate the small economy. There's the stores that are open.
It does,
but you only get 2 or 3 stores that's open. Walmart or Amazon.
But there's a lot of people out there that did receive their stimulus and are being very responsible and taking care of their business like they're supposed to.
Yes, good for you.
They said that Mexicans were receiving stimulus and they was going back to Mexico and purchasing homes on that.
Yeah, think smarter.
Yeah.
Stop putting yourself in a hole. If you are able to, the smartest thing you could do with your stimulus would be to get a few people together and purchase a home so that you're not homeless.
Yeah, that's very important. And if you can't get something that's brick and mortar, then look into something like maybe a mobile home or something like that. But
purchasing some land and getting your home on it. I mean, that's smart. That way, if anything pop off, you got a spot. You're not homeless. You're not going to some camp or wherever they're going to put you at.
Yeah, but the stimulus, it depends. If you had kids and you were married and it was multiple people, then the stimulus could have been sizable. And with enough people together, like my wife said, y'all could pool your money together and obtain something like that. And some people who have car payments right now.
That was the other thing. They ran out and got new cars and stuff.
Yeah, you're not working.
You're not
and the
working,
last thing you need is a car note. So you could have took that money.
You won't even be able to drive around in a minute.
Exactly. Although gas is cheap. But what I would recommend is you probably take that money and go and purchase you a cash car. Right now, a lot of people are probably looking to downsize a little bit and sell vehicles and things of that nature. So you probably could find a good deal on a used automobile.
Only do that if your car that you have is kaput. Investing in a brand new car and they're telling you that they think that the virus is going to have another outbreak and then they're going to lock down seriously. It's kind of like...
Yeah, so you don't want to be amassing more debt at a time like this during uncertainty. So make sure, like we say, if you don't have a vehicle and you need transportation, try to find something that's affordable for you, but don't take your stimulus and blow it and throw it away and anticipate the government putting together another package. Who knows when that might be? Who knows when you might receive another income source? So just be responsible and take your time, because buying a 65-inch screen TV with your stimulus and you don't have a job, that's not very wise.
Oh my goodness.
She don't even know what to say. So, I mean, it was hilarious to see. It's crazy to see people go out and do that. But like I say, from our community, I've seen it during income tax time. People just go on a spending spree, and there's a lot of predatory businesses out there that look forward to those times. They throw all kind of sales. They tell you just bring your W-4. They'll file the taxes for you, or whether it's getting furniture or anything like that.
Yeah, I've seen nails done, blinged up, hair all done. I'm like, dang, you in the house all day. What you need all this for? Yeah.
Well, we ain't gonna get into that one. But
make sure that you're able to sustain yourself. Start thinking smarter, not harder.
That's it. And because we got to get through this thing, and spending up your money on frivolous items is not a way to go.
Yeah.
But we confident that y'all will get it and get through this thing. We all will. Just stay prayed up, stay close to your family, and protect one another, and you'll be just fine. And if you hadn't had opportunity, like we said earlier, hit that subscribe button. Also, leave us a comment below. Let us know what you've seen people out there purchasing that you kind of attribute to. Maybe they got a couple stimulus dollars and just out being wild and frivolous.
Oh, fast food. They've been buying a lot of fast food. I forgot about that. I gotta have my mask on, my gloves on, but boy, I gotta get that Popeye's chicken. I'm like, come on now. Somebody else cooking your food. Buy your food from the grocery store. You cook it yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna save a lot of money as well, and be a lot healthier. So keep all that in mind. It's time to change some of those old habits. It's time to reshape the mind and the way you go about doing your business.
Yes, let's think outside of the box.
Yes. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in, and good night.
Good night.